Good morning. We'll go ahead and start as people work their way out. I'd like to call the meeting to order. I would also like to see if there's a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes from last year's meeting. Holly makes the motion. Forrest seconds the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Thank you. Helen, motion passed. All right, we're going to start with the pastor's report, and we'll go down through each of the different reports. I'll call them off. If you have anything to say about your reports, you can stand up and say something about your committee. If you have any questions for that committee chair, you can ask the questions as well. But we'll just start from the top, starting with the pastor's annual report.
Here, I know we're all glad to be back in our beautiful sanctuary, and I just want to thank everyone of you made it possible for us to continue to be strong.
Thank you. Next, we'll go into committee reports. Elders, Art Holden, did you have anything to say?
No.
All said in the report. Okay. Music, Julie Huckready. All right, thank you. Forrest did head that project up, and I helped, and we subcontracted some of that work out. Something I would like to add to music report is the possibility of having to replace the organ in the near future. Our budget, we did, as you'll see at the end of this meeting, we did well this year, and we came out in the black, but we do need to start thinking about replacing the organ. It has had service this year. We spent about $800 on service. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to need replaced one of these days, and it's quite expensive. So that's something we just need to keep in mind moving forward. Is the organ is going to be renewed one of these days, more sooner than later? Is that what basically he was saying? That no, we're good to go. Insure it. I thought it was maybe 5 or 6 years away from being replaced. Yeah, it's a $50,000 expense. That's why I brought it up early. So. Okay. Okay.
Or something like that.
Okay. Catastrophic failure. Be prepared. So. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. Christian education, Helen. Nothing to go. All in the report. Property. All was said for me. Missions is Ruth, and Ruth is not here. And we'll talk about Ruth here towards the end of the meeting. Safety and security, Nick. Good to go. All righty. Group report, cemetery. Good to go. Well, sort of. You don't want to go, but it's still good. All right. Church report summary. We're back into the financials, and everything is pretty well documented and written out. We did finish the year in the black to the tune of $7,323.56. We also, the PPP loan, the payroll protection program that we got a loan for last year during COVID closure, that was forgiven this year. It was the tune of $23,000 and change, wasn't Helen? About $23,000, I believe it was. That was forgiven, and that was money that they gave us to keep our employees' income from falling apart during COVID. So everybody still had an income while we were closed with church, even though we were at bare minimum for attendance through Zoom. Not bare minimum, but we weren't up to what we were normally. The annual report, what we do, budget committee sits down and goes through line item by line item, what we were budgeted last year and what we used last year. Adjustments are made for the following year for the budget, whether it be an increase or a decrease. There was a 5% cost of living increase for all the employees. So that would be an increase for this year. And the actual budget, Sunday service requirements for this year would be $177.30 more than we had last year to meet the budget. Budget total being $161,816.82, which is more than last year, but still less than 2020 budget. And that about covers it. Any questions? Okay. Is there a motion to accept the 2022 budget as written, as you have it there in the report? Dave makes the motion. Ernie seconds the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Motion passed for the budget. Thank you very much. Okay, we're up to consistory nominations. There's one person going off consistory this year, so there's one person that consistory has elected to take the call if the consistory and the congregation will so have him. It's Bob McCall has agreed to serve consistory. Is there a motion from the floor to accept Bob McCall's for the consistory? Or made a motion? Second, was it Ernie made the motion. Actually, Ernie seconded the motion. Art made the motion. Sorry, I'm confused by too many hands. All right, the motion has been made to accept Bob McCall to consistory. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Thank you very much. Motion passed. Recognition of outgoing leadership. Ruth is not here. She had 20-some years on the missions committee. Helen, how many years was it? 22 years of chairing it. And we had a thank you appreciation card and probably dinner on the church kind of thing going on. I was hoping for a new car for her, maybe a truck, but they decided, a dinner card was more acceptable. So if Ruth is probably watching on Zoom, we have an envelope. We'll put it in the missions box for you. It's a thank you and a little bit of a dinner on us. Thank you very much. Yeah, in case she's watching. She's probably watching. Although I was texting Andrea and it was she did say that the sound was kind of bad today. Did you have a question?
No, I'm going to just talk about you.
Oh. Okay.
I want to just take this opportunity to thank Brad because he's been on consistory for 2 terms, which equals 6 years. And when you say yes and you think, okay, 3 years and then 6 years. When I accepted, Nora was 2 years old and I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to be 8 years old when I go off consistory. So it's a big responsibility, but it's important. And so in those years, our church went through many changes and challenges. And as president, Brad helped to lead us through these renovations through the sanctuary and out in the narthex. And of course, several yard sales, which included storing and hauling much merchandise to and from the warehouse. And Bonnie, yes, thank you, Bonnie. And also navigating us through the pandemic with eventually helping to establish our new streaming capabilities. So I just want to thank him for everything that he's done. I mean, it's endless hours and plowing, yes. He does that on these snowy days. And just to let everyone know that consistory is such an important part of leadership and operation of our church. And we want to thank Brad for his commitment of time and talent. So thank you, Brad.
Bonnie does not help plowing. Thank you very much. That's very nice. And that concludes our short meeting, except we need to have Forrest make a motion to adjourn. Second the motion. There we go in the back. And all in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.